Hey, Nick, it looked like you guys were a lot more aggressive on fourth down today. What went behind those decisions, and especially against that one with the 1 yard touchdown run to Boston Scott?
Again, sometimes every game's going to be played a little bit different, and depending on who you're playing. I mean, right there in that game, I thought Heineke started off hot, and I know I'm going to get some questions about how the defense started. Did you see some of the throws Heineke was making early in that game, getting away from the pressure that we were getting on him and making the guy was playing good. So I felt like in those scenarios we had to be aggressive. I'm always going to listen to the chart. I'm always going to look at the chart, see what it says, and I'm going to make a decision based off of what I think is necessary with that game. And that's why we did what we did today. With some of those fourth downs down in the red zone, and great job to our offensive line to be able to run it in, and our backs and our quarterback and the tight ends and receivers, everybody involved to make the plays to make my decision right, and that's that's awesome team football.
Go ahead, Jeff and John McMullen.
Nick, you took care of your end here by winning today, and there's a chance, obviously, that you guys can clinch later today, but you are guaranteed a winning record. 2-5. I know you don't look past 1 week, but can you reflect upon what that means to go from that to this?
Again, we're taking each week by week, and it's if you look at when you're 2-5, if you look at how you're going to get 4 wins in a row or whatever it is, right, or how you're going to get back to 9-7, right? That looks really tall, right? That mountain looks really tall to climb. But when you focus on one day, one meeting, one walkthrough, one practice at a time, it becomes way more manageable. And that's all we tried to do. And so I'm obviously pleased with the situation that we're in right now, controlling our own destiny. I'm really pleased with the way we responded in today's game. And just thankful to this team of who the guys that we have on this team that fought through hard times. What you saw today, what I felt on the sideline today was this calmness. There was a calmness throughout the entire game. And, we've had more double-digit wins than I think we've only had one game that was not a double-digit win, correct me if I'm wrong, against Carolina. But that whole game, there was just this, I say it again, there was just this calmness from our leaders on the team that reflected to everybody else. Fletch, Rodney McLeod, Jason Kelsey, Jalen Hurts. Jalen was so calm throughout the entire game. And that's what you do when you take things little by little. And when you're down 2 scores at the end of the first half, you're not going to get it all at with one drive, right? You're going to go down there and you're going to make it a tighter game with the drive, but you can't get all your points back, just like you can't get all your wins back when you start low. So it's just us recovering from the 2-5 to where we are now is it kind of prepared us, it prepares you for games like this where you're in a hole and you got to chip away at it. And that's what our guys did today.
Go ahead, John, and then Dave.
Hi, Nick. Kind of furthering on that calmness theme, do you think that is a direct reflection of the quarterback? Because that's kind of his, that's how he looks like to us. Even keeled, never up, never down.
Yeah. And I think that's definitely a reflection of how the quarterback is and how he was all day today and how he is in general and the leaders on our team, like I said. All the guys on our Alex Singleton and Fletcher Cox and Rodney McLeod and Jason Kelsey and Lane Johnson, right? And those guys are calm. They're calm. They've been in these situations before, and so what a great resource to have those guys, and not only to make the plays that they make throughout the entire game, but to have that veteran leadership that we have. And like you said, it starts with Jalen and as one of our captains, and we got Darius Slay, who's not a captain but who shows that confidence and calmness throughout an entire game, and T.J. Edwards. I mean, we just got some great guys on this team that know what it is to put their head down and work, whether things are going good or things are going bad.
Go ahead, Dave, and then Zach.
And Nick, what was your view of the Rodney McLeod interception, and did you think he caught it immediately?
I'm sorry, Dave. You broke off for a second.
That's all right. Rodney McLeod interception, what was your view on that play, and did you think he caught that immediately?
I didn't get a great look of it, and they weren't showing it up on the scoreboard. In that scenario, when Rodney coming off and standing on the bench and hyping up the crowd, that told me everything I needed to know. And then I just wanted to give him a hug and tell him thanks for the whole entire team. That just an unbelievable play. Great coverage by, I think it was Anthony Harris on the play, to be right there in the guy's hip and to sail and to have Henneke sail that just a little bit where Rodney can make the play. So great play. Like I said, I didn't see it. I'm getting word from above. From the guys upstairs telling me that they think his hands are under it. So, and then the referees do a good job of communicating that with me as well.
Go ahead, Zach, and then Martin.
Follow. Decide you were to go for those fourth downs on first and goal, or was it a split moment decision?
No, well, you're always thinking, Zach. I got parts of that question, so I'm going to answer the parts I got. I think I got your whole question, but because you broke off a little bit. But you always, when you get into that 4-down territory potential, when there's potential to go for it on fourth down, you're talking on first down, right? You never, in anything you do in this game, you don't want it to be split decision, really, right? I mean, we don't like just hold on to our just make a split decision on third down ever, like with the play we're going to call. It's detailed out. We talked about it, the whole week, and then we talk about it in between series. Same thing with red zone. And that's the same thing you get when you're deciding to go for it on fourth down, because you want to be able to play third down and second down and first down, knowing what you have to get to, or what you go for it with. And so that's something I get great communication upstairs of what the chart is saying. Again, it's ultimately on me to make the decision. I lean on our guides a lot, lean on Kevin Patullo a lot to talk through some things. And Shane, and great resources to have, and Brian Johnson, Jason Michael, all those guys, Jim Bob. So there's just a lot of good voices I have to bounce things through. So there's some conversations on second down. If we get to 4th and 2, are we going for it? Yeah, okay. So hey, let's have a 4th and 2 call already. And so you just don't want to make those decisions, those snap decisions. I'm not saying they don't happen, Zach, but you want to think through those things just like we do in everything else. And just like we want our players to do, we want to be an example of that for them as well. So those are talked about early in the drive, pretty much on first down, once you get into those moments where you're contemplating going for it on fourth down. That's a good question, Zach.
We'll take 2 more for Coach. Go ahead, Martin, and then Jamie.
And Nick, I wanted to ask about Jalen Hurts' running ability. Obviously, with Miles out and Jordan probably limited to some extent today, like how much did you have to rely on Jalen as a runner? And what did you think of the one like cutback he had? I think it was early in the first half, where he picked up some yards.
Shoot, how many yards did he get, Martin? Then I thought it was a great play.
It was like 6 or something.
Hey,
like that.
you know what? Jalen was awesome today. We all know he's dealing with an ankle injury and fighting through it. He's tough. This guy is so tough. You guys, just to see it every day. I love seeing that every day. That's what I've said this plenty of times. High character, physical, tough, smart guys are going to reach their ceiling. This guy is so tough, and he looked at me at one point in this game, and said, obviously the whole game was tight, so tight part of this game. He looked at me and said, whatever you got to call, and I'll make it work. And what he was saying to me was run, pass, quarterback run, quarterback read, whatever you call. I know how much this game means to our team. I'll make it work. And that, gosh, the calmness, the confidence, that installs calmness and confidence in everybody. And so, again, can't say enough for him as a leader, can't say enough for him as a competitor, can't say enough about his toughness. I hope everyone knows that when I give a player the compliment of being a tough player, from me, that's the best compliment that I can give. I just think so much of our players that are tough, and we got a lot of tough guys on this football team. That's who I think we are as a football team, and Jalen Hurts is the epitome of that.
Last one here with Jamie.
Coach, you touched on it a little bit that you couldn't really see Rodney's play, but once you know that stands, what is the feeling as a coach in a game that could possibly clinch the playoffs for your team when you realize you sealed it right there like that?
Yeah, this game's so emotional, Jamie. It's, you know, you have to fight back in tight games like that. You got to fight back tears of joy, and so it's just such an emotional game. That's why we all love this game so much. And you know, there's so many ups and downs. It's so lifelike, and there's so many ups and downs throughout the game, and the excitement and the joy when something like that happens. When you can win with I guess you say a walk-off interception. I mean, it's pretty special to be a part of. Can I answer anybody else's question? I'll take one. Yeah, is that all right? I mean, just in case I didn't get to everybody.
We'll go to Bo.
Hey, Nick. The sequence at the end of the first half, the punt on 4th and 4 after Jalen got sacked on 3rd and 2. Was that following the analytics there, the sheet, and then also, do you regret the timeout that you called on defense on 3rd and 1 when they were driving there?
Bo, I'm not going to tell you what the chart says. I should have ended it right there. No, I'm just kidding. You know, Bo, again, sometimes I wanted to punt in that scenario. I wanted them to make them go the long way. 3rd and 1, I was confident that our defense was going to stop them there, and we were going to get the ball back and be able to make it a 3-point game. We didn't. Sometimes that decision works, sometimes it doesn't. Shoot, just like the field goal. I mean, I called the timeout before the field goal. The guy missed it. And you know how that is. Like, you're like, oh, man, he missed this one, and he got to practice one, and he made the next one. Sometimes, you know, I try to put myself in those scenarios before they happen. We try to do that as much as we can as a staff before they happen. And, you know, sometimes they work and sometimes they don't. But I'm never going to second guess myself when I feel confident in something. And I felt confident in both those things. I thought that's a good question, Bo.